to my scraps. So you've got scraps, you've got something that you don't like, you can take it and marbleize it and turn it into a piece like this, because that looks really cool. That would make really pretty backing, which is why I hung on to that. I've got some other scraps sitting over here. So the routine. Okay. Got a little bit of gold metal leaf, or not gold, orange-ish metal leaf here. I'm gonna mix this up in. It's gonna add a whole new element, a new layer. A little bit of sparkle. You know, that fire, like at the end of the day when the sunlight hits the trees, you get that bright color. It's so pretty. And then work to condense it all together. And because I only added a little bit of metal leaf, I don't need to add any liquid clay or anything to it. Just work all the sides. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles in there. My roller. That's helping. Start working that clay back out. You start separating that color. Okay, I want something to make this pop. Maybe some black or white. I have some brown, but I don't think that will give us the impact that we want. I think. Okay, so I've got some black clay here. It's Kato. Everything else I have used is Sculpey. Sorry, I have a mess everywhere. Okay. Everything in here is Sculpey. This is Kato because it's the only black that I have. I got out some more of the gold leaf that is in the orange color. I have a little packet that has, I don't know, like 10 different colors in it. And I don't use a lot of the other colors besides the red, this color very often. I decided I wanted to use it. So I think I'm gonna put these together. Okay, so I need a little of the extra metal leaf in here. It's gonna give us an interesting line between the two, okay? I want it to be a little bit thicker. So I'm going to add some liquid polymer clay. Grab a little bit for this side. And decide these two, convince these two that they want to be friends, hang out. The Sculpey is softer than the Kato. It wants to move a little bit more. And that is okay. It's been worked a little bit more, even though I did condition the black. Okay. Now I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to let this harden back up a little bit and give that liquid clay a bit of a chance to kind of work its magic in between all of that metal leaf and settle, so that when I cut into it, it doesn't slip on me too much. So I will be back for you in just a sec. Okay, so this is set for about 5 minutes, so hopefully that's long enough. So I'm gonna just gently cut down through. Really flattened out on that cut. So let's try that again. Yeah, it's definitely flattening on me, but that's okay. I've got more of a curve on this side, so let's see what we get over there. Yeah, it's just wanting to be flat. This is just an experiment to see what we can get. And you could take it and you could put them like this and get black on both sides. I think the pieces are getting too narrow. Pardon me for my liking. So backing. Also wasn't my plan, but you know, hey, we're improvising here as we go. I'm going really slow because I don't want that to pull apart again. All right, give it a little burnish. Get rid of those high spots. Let's see, don't make marks on it. Helps if you use the correct side of the cutter as well. That might actually end up looking pretty cool once it's baked. I think I like it, guys. I do. Okay, here's our third idea. Take an extruder and just a small circular die cut. I'm gonna make some strips. So I put the black with a little bit of orange metal leaf on here. I'm gonna roll it out into a snake because I didn't have a lot, so I'm not gonna end up with a lot. Put the die back in there. And twist. Coming out like as a burnt orange color. You can see little tiny bits of the glitter and metal leaf showing through. So I need some gold to offset. I need something of a different shade, you know what I mean? So when I lay these beside each other, I like it, but it still needs something else to give us some pop, some sparkle, some vibrance, some, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. So I have some gold with some glitter here, and these are all just little tidbits that I have. Bright red, just a little tiny bit to offset that orange, or maybe even just bright orange. That would be pretty. Doing some bright orange with it. Yeah, I think I'll do a little bit of that. Yeah, I think it needs that. still in those same fall colors, except for the black. But that kind of brings in a little bit of Halloween, I guess. And I need to make some more pumpkins. I haven't done that for my upcoming craft show. But, okay. So I'm gonna take each one of these and I'm gonna roll the edge so it's just a little skinnier at the start. You see that? I'm gonna lay these two here together as my start. I'm gonna take this guy and I'm gonna wrap it around to make it the center spiral. Okay, so bring this orange guy around. And black. And if you wanted to stay with these two colors, that would definitely give you the great, you know, Halloween themed type feeling that we're all accustomed to. But I'm going to take this one just a little bit more, right to about there, because that's about where this one started. And then I'm going to bring in some of the gold. Again, I made it skinnier, the tip, so that when it starts, it's not creating a large lump, if that makes any sense. Actually, you know what? There's a weird little break there, so I'm going to start that in a different spot. Let's try that again. Because with this kind of thing, you don't want a weak spot. Okay. Let's try this again. All right. Bring our orange around, and then we can look at it and decide if we like it. I'm starting to run out of black. So before too much more of that happens, I think I'll bring in some of this guy, and then I'll finish it off with this guy. Okay. So bring our orange around and bring our new gold around. I'm running out of black. So take it and roll this end as well. But I sell a lot of my pieces that I make with extruders. People really seem to like the way it looks. And some of my favorite pieces, as a matter of fact, are actually pieces that I made using an extruder. So what's fun about it is, you know, right now all you see is the circle, but when you go in there and cut them, you actually get different effects than you realize. So, and you can stop at any time. You know, you do not have to use all of the clay that you have. I think I'm a little tangled right here with my orange and my gold. And give me a second. Pulled it up and out of here, unfortunately. Get that back down in there. Now you could definitely be doing this on backing clay. That would always be a smart idea. Gives you more stability for your piece. But sometimes I like to double them. And then I have extruder on both sides so that when you look at the earrings, you don't see something different on the back. And I want to get past this orange over here so that when I finish it off, each one of them is going to come up just a little bit higher than the last. So that way they're not all ending in the exact same spot. Now the tricky part is gently rolling it. Whoops, that would have been messy. That would have been bad. Make sure your roller's clean. Take your time with this part. Well, you can take your time with all of it, quite frankly. I kind of feel like I rush sometimes when I'm on camera. Oh, and you guys are gonna love this. So when I took the second pair of sets of earrings and necklace that I just made and showed you to take and go put it over in my oven, which I've been listening to, clicking, and you guys can probably hear ticking in the background. Anyway, my toaster oven ticks. So I stuck it in there and I turned the oven on and I turned the timer on and walked away from it. Came back over here, went back over there to put the other pieces in. I like, what the, oh yeah, well, someone who will remain nameless, i.e. me, was cleaning her kitchen the other day. Yes, and I unplugged it when I moved it. Didn't plug it back in. You can call me a doofus now, because I called myself something worse. Dum dum dum. That's me. It's like, did I really just do that? Yes, I really did. Okay, so my first observation is I wish I would have had more black throughout the whole thing. That's number one. Number two is I also wish that I'd had more of the orange, because once I get out here to these edges, it kind of starts getting a little too muted, and I really see the impact here in the center. So maybe a couple smaller circles would be cooler, but this is what we have. This is what we're going with. Let's see. I want about that size. Maybe a little bit bigger. I hope I have it centered. Ish. Okay. I'm gonna try and cut some smaller ones out of this in a second, but I want to dome this guy. A couple tiny ones for some earrings. I went ahead and did it because it's just lacking a little bit of something that it needs. Yeah, these guys are so much fun. They turned out stunning. I absolutely love them. The color is phenomenal. And once I put some resin on here, oh my goodness, they're just gonna shine and sparkle. They're gonna be beautiful. I love them. Now, one other thing that you guys did not see me make was I just played with a little bit of the leftovers and marbleized them up and took a little bit of the gold leaf, then the orange color, and just put them on there. And I need to sand these and finish them, but I just thought I'd show you one other little thought is something that you could do. Okay, you guys saw me make this guy, and I put it on the glass dome and just pop it right off. Okay. So I will sand this guy, and see how it's shinier on this side where it was touching the glass. And I wanted the earrings that I made with it to be a little bit domed as well. So I used my cutter. Thought that would work fine. And it gave me just a little bit of that effect that I was looking for. So then when I hang them, they'll have a little bit of interest, depth, dimension, curve, curl, whatever you want to call it as well. And I put them on black because they just needed that extra because of the black in there. And there wasn't enough black in these lines when I went to cut them out. So there you go, guys. Lots of fall ideas.